The foundations of healthy skin, the real signs of skin type, more than just oily or dry. Forget the beauty counter quizzes. As a dermatologist, I'm here to tell you that your skin is far more complex and dynamic than a simple label. Let's decode it together. Hello and welcome to my Substack. I'm Dr. Teo Wan Lin, board-certified dermatologist. Today, we're going to learn all about what truly lies behind the labels when it comes to skin types. For years, the beauty industry has funneled us into neat little boxes. You're either oily, dry, combination, or normal. While these categories offer a starting point, they are vast oversimplifications of a complex living organ. As a dermatologist, my goal is to help you move beyond these labels and truly understand the biology of your unique skin type. First up, the traditional skin typing system based on the oily, dry skin model is really outdated because it's based primarily on a single factor, which is sebum production. So when it comes to oily skin, we're talking about skin that's characterized by an overproduction of sebum, leading to a shiny appearance and a higher likelihood of clogged pores. Those with dry skin are characterized by having an underproduction of oil or sebum, resulting in a tight, flaky, or dull skin appearance, which means it really lacks the lipids that's needed to retain moisture effectively. Those with combination skin have a mix of both oily and dry skin, typically an oilier T-zone, which means the areas such as the forehead, nose, and chin, as well as drier cheeks. And those with normal skin, well, this is the marketing ideal, which is well-balanced sebum production and adequate hydration. Now, the reality is quite different from all that. So the problem is that this model really ignores other critical factors that can define your skin's health and behavior. For one, sebum production can fluctuate wildly based on your hormones, your environment, your stress levels, and even the time of the day. Your skin isn't static. It's essentially a dynamic system, just like every organ of your body. And to build a truly effective skincare routine, we need to consider a more nuanced framework. In fact, I encourage my patients to think about their skin across these four key spectrums. First of all, sebum production, oily versus dry skin. So this is the classic starting point. Does your face feel greasy and require blotting by midday? If so, your skin is likely oily. Or does it feel tight and thirsty for more moisturizer, in which case you likely have dry skin? Now, there are other important considerations here, and they're what we call sensitivity levels. So I like to describe it as resistant versus sensitive. So this is really a broad term that helps you to understand your skin's reactivity and not necessarily a scientific term. Sensitive skin, for instance, is often alluding to a broad range of dermatological conditions which are beyond the scope of this workshop. But suffice to say, sensitive skin is skin that's easily irritated. It can react to new products, fragrances, environmental triggers, or even potent active ingredients can trigger inflammation, redness, and discomfort. So we're including conditions like rosacea, eczema, contact dermatitis, or perioral dermatitis. All these fall on this end of the spectrum. On the other hand, you have skin that's fairly resilient, so it can handle a wide range of products and active ingredients without any of the symptoms of redness, stinging, or breakouts. Next, we have what we call pigmentation risk. So the non-pigmented versus the pigmented skin types are really different in this respect. So pigmented skin, in which case we're referring to patients with Fitzpatrick skin types 3 to 6, they tend to have more likelihood of developing post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, also known as PIH, as well as certain hormonally influenced conditions like melasma. So pigmented skin individuals naturally have higher melanin content in their skin, and they're also more prone to developing post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. The lighter skin types, so the phototypes 1 and 2, such as Caucasian skin, they are much less likely to develop dark spots or post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation after an injury. So in essence, when we talk about pigmentation risk, we are referring to your skin's tendency to develop hyperpigmentation. So next, we have laxity and wrinkling. So tight versus wrinkled skin. So this assesses your skin's structural integrity and the propensity for aging. So tight skin shows minimal fine lines and maintains its firmness. Wrinkled skin shows more visible signs of aging, which is influenced by genetics, sun exposure, such as a process known as photoaging, as well as lifestyle factors, which include habits such as cigarette smoking, as well as lack of sleep or exposure to chronic stress. Now, to understand this concept of sensitivity, I've put together this slide to help you better understand in depth what we've just spoken about in the previous slide. So resistant skin handles various products and active ingredients without suffering adverse reactions. This also means that the individual is more likely to tolerate higher concentrations of treatment ingredients like retinoids and exfoliating acids. On the other hand, you have sensitive skin, which is readily irritated by new products, fragrances, or potent ingredients. And this is skin that often shows symptoms of redness, stinging, or discomfort with product use. Just note that there are several specific dermatological conditions which exist under this sensitive skin category, which are beyond the scope of this current workshop. But just as an overview, there are a myriad of conditions which include eczema, other forms of dermatitis, contact dermatitis, perioral dermatitis. Even individuals with acne can also present with irritated, sensitive skin. In sum, it suffices to say that those with sensitive skin simply require a much gentler approach when it comes to skincare actives. Now, for pigmentation factors, we begin with the intrinsic content of melanin in skin. So those with higher melanin content, those of darker skin types, Asian, Hispanic skin tones, types 3 to 6 on the Fitzpatrick scale, often have a higher propensity to develop post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. And we're talking about this post-inflammation response that is essentially how your skin reacts after acne, cuts, or other forms of injuries. To note that sun sensitivity can also play a huge part in determining the level of hyperpigmentation that occurs after injury or sun exposure in skin that has previously been traumatized. So, for example, UV exposure can trigger or worsen hyperpigmentation. Finally, we also have hormonal influences. So hormones can definitely trigger melasma as well as other pigmentation issues. Now we begin to put it all together. What's your real skin profile? Using this framework, you might discover that you aren't just combination skin. So you could be oily, resistant, pigmented, and tight. So in this sense, you can handle active ingredients like salicylic acid for your oiliness, and should be rigorous with sun protection to manage pigmentation risk. On the other hand, you could be dry, sensitive, non-pigmented, and wrinkled. So in this case, your focus should be on gentle hydration, barrier repair with ceramides and lipids, and using milder anti-aging ingredients like bakuchiol or lower-strength retinoids. So the takeaway is this: stop letting a single word define your skin. Pay attention to how it feels and reacts day to day. Over the next few weeks, observe your skin through this new lens. And in our upcoming post, we'll explore how to build a core skincare routine tailored to your true skin profile. Ready to go deeper? Subscribe for my premium post, where it will soon be covering advanced ingredient deep dives and creating personalized routine guides. You also get access to our paid online courses from Skin Masters Academy, valid for a limited time only for new subscribers.